Test 1, 2, 3. Hi guys, welcome to the new video. If you're a new subscriber, of course. Today I wanna talk about Miss Marvel because I watched the second episode and I wanna share my thoughts. It's gonna be spoiler talk and I'm gonna do quick recap. Overall, I think this episode was a little bit boring, okay? The first episode was better in my opinion. So, the episode starts like this Kamala character just went to the school and she was confident basically, and I like this idea. Like in the previous episode, she got superpower, and now she's so confident in the school. I like this, and basically she just meet up with this chat character, yes, and this chat in school basically some kind of he went from another school to her school basically this kind of tropes, yes, they basically going on those tropes, but I like they not going full on them, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna talk later on this. So basically she just meet up with her friends, they have some dialogue, and they just went to this food, yes, whatever, in the school. You just sit and eat, yes, stuff. And basically this popular girl who basically she was safe, yes, she saved this girl in the previous episode, yes, in the first episode. She basically got million subscribers and because she was talking about like, oh, some superhero just saved her, and basically she just create a party because she got 1 million subscribers and whatever, yes. I'm gonna tell right away, I like this guy who play right here, this actor. He's pretty funny. Everyone is pretty fun in this series, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't like a little bit those kind of tropes like they going on this series, but I get it, they wanna tell the story. So basically she was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the party too, we gonna go, she was talking to her friends, yes, to this chick and to this friend, and I was a little bit like, whoa, but you don't get invited, but whatever. She just went, like she just decided to went to the party, and basically she and this Kamala and this friend, yes, they just training on this fucking roofs of the building, and she just figure out like she must work out more because she don't have strength or whatever, to basically create this kind of blue effect, after effect, blue after effect superhero effect. You get it, the idea. Fuck my English. I'm gonna say it right away, her power is not that cool, okay. It's a little bit boring. She just create this kind of blue, I don't know, steps, and that's it, and some kind of blue fist, and but whatever. So basically, they just train, and she was getting better on her superpowers. So I like this. Like she got this kind of art. Like she's not good right away. She gonna be better. Next episode, next episode, next episode. Of course. So I like the progression. Like they gonna throw on her. So basically, they just went to the party, and this chat character was there, and he just doing the flips on the fucking pool. You watch the episode, it's those kind of tropes, like teenagers just going on the party and whatever, and they are some kind of nerds, but they are not totally nerds. Like I like they done those tropes, but like I said, not totally. Like they are not totally some kind of fucking nerds or whatever. So they just went, and she just met up with this guy, yeah, with this chat from the school, and they have some dialogues, like she was fantasized about him or whatever. And they don't through that much effects like in the first episode, and I was a little bit disappointed because this style, I like the style of those effects, the text popping up right here, maybe the edge of the character, just some ammunition line or whatever. I like this kind of comic book style. It's cool idea, I'm not gonna lie. So basically, they just have dialogue like with this chat character, yes, from the school. And basically this friend, he's jealous, yes, about them, because this is gonna be this kind of triangle on the fucking teenagers. Whatever. I don't want to watch those kind of stories, but what we gonna do? So basically, police just came or whatever, and shut up, trailer. Okay, I'm talking. So police just came and he was like, okay, let's go to my car. I got car. Let's hide there. And they just travel in the car and they have some dialogue like, oh, do you like Bollywood movies? And she was like, yes, I like this movie. And this chat character was like, oh, they have the same interests. This kind of story. And of course, she gonna be with this guy. And at the end, this is my prediction because, of course, they doing like, oh, this is the chat character, but this chat character has the same kind of interest like her. You get it, the idea? Like, it's like, yeah, but you're not gonna be together. So basically, they just travel and he just take you know uh, basically she got his number, and if you want to have some classes, he just told her, just call me, I'm gonna give you some car lessons driving or whatever. Yes. So of course they're gonna meet up with the date, and they meet up on the date on this fucking episode. So and he was jealous, of course, on the car. And basically the another trope like they threw in is they a couple of tropes in this one. Like he basically got some I don't know, some fucking, like he just go to this fucking on the school, yes, to this guy, and he just say, this director or whatever on the school of the school just say him like, you can basically just go to another school and you have your dream come true, because he's this kind of tech guy, her friend. Yes, you watch the episode, you get it. Another trope like, oh, he gonna be basically, what he gonna do, he gonna stay with her because he loves her, or maybe he gonna go on the town and he gonna live his life. You get it, the idea? Another fucking trope. And I hate this. And we know, of course, like he gonna stay. We know he gonna stay. And I'd be surprised like he just leave. It will be fucking twist, and I like this like twist. Like they gonna twist this on me. Come on, do the twist and just leave her. Cause we watched this kind of stories 100 times. Like this guy, yes, this friend just basically he got his school of the dreams and he gonna stay because of her. It's like, come on, just go on the school. uh, it will be more mature, but I get it, this is the trope they get in. And the school is in California, so he must move on from this town. Yes. So basically, I'm gonna say it right away, I like the costume because the costume is kind of cheap, looking cheap, and this give more, like, yeah, she don't have the real kind of money to create this costume, so I like this kind of realism in this kind of matter. Like, yeah, she don't have very cool outfit or whatever. No, she get this kind of cheap looking costume. I like this stuff. So basically, they doing this, and basically they just went on this fucking church. I don't know this culture, okay? But basically another trope. Her friend, yes, of this Miss Marvel character of this Kamala, her friend, basically just, I don't know, were they were together on this church. Yes, they were praying, and they just say, like, oh, maybe you're gonna run on this fucking and be charged on the church. I don't know the culture, like I said, but basically the idea is like her friend gonna basically fight to become some kind of important person in this kind of community or whatever. Yes, I don't know this culture, like I said. She gonna be in charge, or so basically this kind of story. And she just proposed, yes, this Kamala to her friend like, you must run because this guy gonna run, or maybe you gonna run. It's gonna be more women power, more power women. Whatever. This episode doesn't annoy me too much, but they threw in this kind of a little bit too much one too much for me, if that makes sense, because they threw in like, oh, another this kind of cultural stuff. Like they talking on the dinner. If you watch the episode, you get it. They talk on the dinner with her family like, oh, the British just came and the India and just demolished the country and they just create Pakistan or whatever. You get it, the idea? They threw in those kind of like, it's one too much to me, okay? I like this kind of, I don't want to say woke, but they threw in this kind of like Oh, this, the bad British just destroy our culture. I get it. This is, true maybe, because I don't know the history, but I don't know. It's something feels a little bit off in this one. Like I said, too much for me, because this is the gear power. Like you must basically be in charge or whatever on this community. So just go and present, fight for this. And basically, she just go on the school, and she just go to ride with this chat character, and this chat character from the school, yes, this young chat, just they teach her to drive on the car, and they just meet up on the date, yes, on the fucking some kind of restaurant, and they just talk, and her brother just saw him, yes, and they have some a little bit funny dialogue like, oh, he is our cousin. Our cousin? You watched the episode. It was a little bit good. Like they know, like she was on the date, but yeah, I like the dynamic with her family. But another trope, I don't like this kind of tropey stuff, and I'm gonna say it right away. And we know how it's gonna finish, so it's like, come on. Or maybe they're gonna do some twists, so it's gonna be better. But I don't think so, because this is like we get it, the idea. So basically, she just were, like I said, on the dinner, and they just talk about this culture, like, oh, the British came on the India, and her mother was the survivor, because they just explain more lore on this fucking Branzolet, yes, that give her the power, basically, yes. And I like you must work on your character to unleash the power. It's Branzolet doesn't give you the power already, if that makes sense. You must train. So I like this idea, but basically another trope, like, oh, the grandmother who have this, Branzolet, who had this Branzolet, basically the whole family, she just screw up the reputation of whole family. We you get it. It's too much to me. One too much. This kind of stuff, like, yeah, we get it. This kind of cultural, fuck my English. You get it. This kind of cultural stuff, like, oh, you ruin a reputation on our family. This kind of culture stuff. It's too much. One too much for me, because the girl power. Okay, I take it, and whatever. So basically, they, like, oh, this Grant, whatever, aunt or whatever, who she got this, she got the Branzolet just disappear or whatever, yes. So of course she get trapped with the bad guys. I'm assuming on this fucking portal or whatever. Cause she got visions on this episode, like on this fucking later on the dinner. You watch the episode, so of course this Grant aunt whatever gonna be alive. This is my prediction, and she gonna try to save her. And basically, like I said, they have this the another trope, like, oh, you know the like I said, this Grant aunt or whatever who got this brands ruined the reputation on the family, and basically I'm assuming she gonna have this kind of Dalai Lama too on this fucking series. And I hate this. I hate this. I don't like this. Like, we get it. This is cultural, family, whatever, this kind of nation. I get it, but don't throw this shit on me. Like, come on, this is boring. We know the mom gonna love her. We know the mom gonna be proud of her. We know the dad gonna be proud of her. So stop doing this, okay? We know how it's gonna finish, so. Or like I said, maybe they're gonna do some interesting twist, but I don't think so. They don't have balls. I don't want to kill the parents. It will be interesting. But you get it, the idea, like gonna have the same dilemma, like, oh, she gonna become a superhero. You in this family, in this culture, no, you don't have to become superhero because you're gonna ruin our reputation, like your aunt, grand aunt. You get it? Shut the fuck up, okay? She got superpowers. This is like, I don't know. It's the tropey. This is one trope. This is one trope. This is one trope. Uh, but it's not like full on tropes, if that makes sense. Like, they not doing 10 out of 10 tropes, if that makes sense. They doing like maybe 7 on 10 on the tropes, if that makes sense. They not going full on the trope, if that makes sense. So Basically, she just have vision. She just calls some family and she just asks about this grand aunt or whatever. I forget who got this bransolet. And the idea is like she just what else in this fucking episode? Basically, she just went on this cultural party or whatever with this guy, and I like the outfit. Like he just dress up like, and they threw in this kind of like this is you are too bright. You know this kind of uh, I don't want to say racist, but they threw in this kind of like cultural dialogue in this one, and I don't know if I like this. I prefer not to have this kind of dialogues, if that makes sense. Don't bring this up and we want to watch this, enjoy this show. It's not gonna be like we must have this dialogue. You get it? I'm that kind of guy. I prefer not talk about this kind of like, oh, he got white skin and you are too bright to this costume. I prefer not to listen to this dialogue. It's too stupid for me. And I am not even white guy. You get it, the idea. But I hate listen to this kind of like dialogues. Like you have this kind of skin color of. Come on, it's not that important. You know, it's like your skin color just defined you. Come on, shut the fuck up. It's not that important. I don't like this kind of dialogue. But you threw in a little bit here or there in this episode. So, like I said, it's one too much for me. And basically, this friend of her just, oh, you must help me. Like I said, it was a little bit boring. At the end, it was a little bit action, but yeah, this guy just went to hear the call that she made to this family about her grand aunt who got this bracelet with Paris. So basically, uh, yeah, and I want to mention like this friend who just gets saved by her. Yes, in the first episode, just police just brought her and just she's on the. They just ask her like, oh, who saved you or whatever, who tried to kill you. They try to set this up. I don't know, they're gonna be aliens or they're gonna be bad guys or they gonna so they are not FBI, they are some bad organization or whatever. They're gonna fight them. And basically they just frame like, oh, this is this kind of national skin color this superhero have. Okay, we got some tropes. Now search every church on this culture. Search every, whatever. You get it. Okay, this kind of stuff. So basically, they just get invited, yes, on this cultural party, and her friend just asks her like, "You must help me to get votes on this fucking stuff, cause I wanna be in charge on this community or whatever." So it was a little bit boring. They have some another fractions like they are Instagram. There are this kind of. I like this kind of a little bit funny, like circles, but I don't know. It was a little bit boring, and basically they have the dialogue like you can't. Yes, this her friend just came to her dad like, oh, this is about women's right and your daughter and me and I am almost your daughter. You watched the episode. It was like I said a little bit too much this stuff to me in this episode. I'm gonna check it out the third episode, but I don't know, 7 out of 10. And basically at the end the action was like this guy just some kind of young guy just fell off the fucking window and he was hanging and he was almost hanging and it was a little bit stupid because she was like, okay, Kamala gonna save him, and she just went back to the fucking roof, another roof on the basically on the fucking building, and to be honest, she can she was almost there on the fucking another roof, so it's like, come on, just go on another building when he was falling and just go on the stairs and just give him a hand. You're gonna you get it. It takes so much time to him to fall off. It was like, yeah, if she got this fast on another building, she can get on this building. Like, whatever. I prove it. I do logical stuff, and it's not so. This is nitpicking, okay? So basically, she just doing this magic, like she just creating this blue After Effects steps, like here. She just run into this guy to help him, and she just catch him, and she just everyone records her, and she just almost fall and create this stupid blue effect, and he was breaking his ankle, and she just run away. You watch the episode. It was a little bit good, and they threw in some funny dialogue like, "Oh, I like ice pizza," and they threw in this. Okay, funny, and she just run away, and the police just try to catch her, and basically, she just run away, creating the steps, and she just basically this chat character with his car just came and she saved her, and his mother was in the car, and end of the episode, and meet up my mother, whatever the dialogue was. Like I said, 7 out of 10. It wasn't bad, but it was a little bit boring. And like I said, it's they throw in this kind of cultural stuff. This is the chat character from the school. They throw in this cultural stuff. I don't know if he's gonna be bad. I'm assuming he's gonna be bad guy. uh, I give like 60%. It's too tropey. Like, oh, this is the chat character. Maybe he gonna be bad guy, yeah. And she gonna be refused. Like, oh, I like my friend. This is I wanna be with him. You get the idea. And he gonna have the dilemma. Like, I wanna went to the California or not. I hope he went. And they threw some. Like I said, twist on those tropey stuff, because it's you watch those stuff 100 times. So basically, uh, yeah, they threw in this kind of cultural stuff, and it's a little bit like British, Empire just destroy our country. We. Okay, thank you for a lesson of history, and yeah, as you can see, 100. I like this kind of style. Is like lines and she just hearts or whatever. It's very comic book, very creative, but they not threw in too much in this episode. So, and the first episode was great. And I want to say she was likable in this episode too. Everyone is likable, but we know how it's gonna end. Her mom gonna be proud of her. They're not gonna be ashamed of her. It's gonna be this kind of dilemma. I get it, the idea of it. And she gonna become famous, of course, if she gonna have reveal. I don't know, something. It's tropey, okay? This show is fucking tropey, but the characters are likable, and they threw in this kind of cultural stuff like, oh, you are too white on this outfit, or just fight for women's rights. You get the idea to be in charge on this community. Help me. It's one too much for me. Okay, so that's it. 7 out of 10. I'm gonna check out the third episode, but yeah, thank you for watching. See you.